"Get this man away from us!" Michael Walsh shouted at the black man standing by their broken radiator. His wife Jennifer clutched their 3-year-old daughter protectively while calling 911. "Emergency, there's a suspicious person," but the operator cut her off. "Mrs. Walsh, are you referring to Frank Washington? Because he's my mentor and one of Atlanta's most decorated officers." On the scorching Georgia heat of Interstate 85, traffic had slowed to a crawl, horns blaring in frustration. The Walsh family was returning from vacation in Nashville to Atlanta when their expensive BMW X7 suddenly started making alarming noises. "What's happening?" Jennifer asked, trying to calm 3-year-old Emma in the backseat. Michael gripped the steering wheel, panic setting in. "Engine's overheating, I think." "Damn it." The car limped to the shoulder with one final shudder. Steam poured from under the hood, and the temperature gauge was deep in the red zone. "How long are we gonna wait in this heat?" Jennifer was drenched in sweat. "Look at Emma. Poor baby." Michael pulled out his phone. "I'm calling AAA, sorry, sir. Nearest tow truck is 2 to 3 hours out. It's the weekend and everyone's car is breaking down in this heat." 3 hours? We can't wait with a child in this heat. That's when an old Chevrolet Silverado pickup pulled up behind them. The man who got out was about 65, grey-haired, dark-skinned, wearing work pants and a white t-shirt, carrying a small toolbox. Frank Washington had served 35 years with the Atlanta Police Department. His last 10 years as captain, earning dozens of commendations. Now retired, he still couldn't ignore people in need. Having some trouble, he asked in a gentle voice as he approached, "I might be able to help." Jennifer instinctively held Emma tighter. Michael looked up at the man with suspicious eyes. Thanks, but we've got it handled," he said coldly. Frank examined the front of the car. "Looks like radiator trouble. Pretty dangerous in this heat. Engine could seize up completely." "I said we've got it handled." Michael's voice hardened. Frank smiled. "Just trying to help. I've been doing this for 40 years. Michael leaned toward his wife and whispered, "I don't want this guy here. Let's call the police." Frank heard the conversation, but showed no reaction. He simply stepped back a few feet. "I understand," he said calmly. "I get why you're concerned. I'm Frank Washington. If it makes you feel safer, you're welcome to call the police." Chapter 3. The call for 6 minutes. Jennifer pulled out her phone, hands shaking as she dialed 911. 911 emergency. Operator Sarah speaking. "How can I help you?" "Hi. We're on Interstate 85 with a broken down car. There's a suspicious man here. We need police." "I understand. Can you describe your location and the individual?" "We're near mile marker 68. The man he's African American, about 65, wearing work clothes. He's bothering us." Operator Sarah had been doing this job for 15 years, working closely with Atlanta PD. She knew many retired officers. "Mum, can you describe him more specifically?" "Height, build, about 6 feet, grey hair, carrying a toolbox. He won't leave us alone." Sarah's heart started racing. "Ma'am, is the gentleman's name Frank Washington by any chance?" Jennifer was startled. I don't know his name." He said Frank something. "Oh my God." Sarah's voice changed. "Ma'am, you need to listen to me very carefully. The man you're describing is most likely retired Captain Frank Washington from Atlanta PD. He's one of the most decorated officers in our department's history." "What? That's impossible." "Mum, Captain Washington trained half of our current force, including me during my rookie year. If he's offering help, you're in the safest hands possible." Chapter 4. The revelation. 8 minutes. Jennifer passed the phone to Michael. "You talked to this." Michael took the phone. "Officer, this man is bothering my family." "Sir, this is Operator Sarah. The gentleman you're concerned about is retired Captain Frank Washington. He served 35 years with Atlanta PD, received 2 Medal of Valor awards, and personally saved dozens of lives. He's trying to help you." Michael's face went pale. "You're sure?" "Absolutely, sir. In fact, let me patch you through to Sergeant Rodriguez, who's on duty. He knows Captain Washington personally." The line rang. Then a male voice. "This is Sergeant Rodriguez. Sir, are you having an issue with Captain Washington?" We thought, sir. Let me be clear. Captain Washington is a legend. If your car broke down and he stopped to help, you just won the lottery. That man has more integrity in his little finger than most people have in their entire body. Michael hung up, his stomach churning. Frank was still standing in the same spot, keeping distance from the family so as not to make them uncomfortable, toolbox in hand. Michael slowly approached. "Sir, Captain Washington, are we?" Frank raised his hand. "No need to explain. Son, I understand. You were protecting your family. That's what a good father does. But I called you suspicious. We called the police on you. And they told you the truth." Frank smiled. "Sometimes appearances can be deceiving. The color of my skin, my clothes, I get it." Jennifer approached with tears in her eyes. "Captain, I'm so sorry. I'm so embarrassed. Mum, no need for that. Your mama instinct kicked in. Nothing wrong with being protective." Frank looked at Emma. "Beautiful little girl. Reminds me of my granddaughter." Emma was looking at Frank curiously. "Are you really a police?" Frank knelt down. "I used to be, sweetheart, for a very long time." "Did you catch bad guys?" "Sometimes, but mostly I helped people, just like I'm trying to help your family now." Frank opened his toolbox. "Now, if you'll let me, I'd like to take a look at your car. That smoke isn't good." Michael nodded shamefully. "Please, Captain, I'd be honored." Frank popped the hood and immediately diagnosed the problem. "Radiator. Hose has a small split. Coolant's leaking. In this heat, your engine will seize up if we don't fix it." He pulled out a special tape from his kit. "This will get you to the nearest service station. About 20 miles that way, with skilled hands." He wrapped the hose. 35 years as a cop had taught him more than law enforcement. He trained himself for every emergency. "How did you know how to?" Michael asked. "Son, when you're a cop for 35 years, you learn to fix everything. Cars, broken hearts, broken families, broken communities." Asterisk as he worked on the repair. Frank began sharing stories. 1987. Right around here, a family got stranded in a snowstorm. Mom, Dad, for kids. The heater wasn't working. I put them in my patrol car. They stayed at the station until morning. Emma was mesmerized. "Were they scared?" "At first, yes. But sometimes the best thing you can do for scared people is just be kind." Jennifer felt guilty. "Captain, how many times has this happened? People judging you?" Frank paused. "Ma'am, I've been called every name in the book. Had guns drawn on me when I was off duty. Been refused service at restaurants. But you know what? Every time someone gets to know the real me, it changes things. That's not fair." Michael said quietly, "Fair isn't the goal, son. Understanding is. Respect is. Today, you learned something. I learned something. That little girl learned something. That's progress." Asterisk just then, an actual police car arrived. 2 young officers got out. Captain Washington. Officer Rodriguez approached excitedly. "Sir, what are you doing here?" "Helping some folks with their car, Rodriguez. You know how it is. Sir, these people called 911 about you?" Frank smiled. "Misunderstanding. All cleared up now." Officer Johnson also approached. "Captain, you train my field training officer. He still talks about your lessons." He turned to Jennifer. "Ma'am, I hope you realize what an honor this is. Captain Washington is a legend. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. Tell them about the fire, Captain," Rodriguez said excitedly. Frank shook his head. "Rodriguez. No, sir, they should know. 1995, apartment building fire. Captain Washington ran into that building for times and saved 3 kids and an elderly woman. Got second-degree burns doing it. Or the bank robbery in 2003, Johnson added. Single-handedly stopped 2 armed robbers. Saved 15 hostages." Michael's eyes welled up. "Captain, we almost called police on a hero." "Son, I'm not a hero. I'm just a man who tried to do his job right. Heroes are teachers who stay late to help struggling kids. Heroes are nurses working double shifts. Heroes are parents like you, protecting their children." Frank finished the repair. "There you go. This will get you home safe. But get it properly fixed tomorrow. Captain, how can we ever thank you?" Jennifer asked of Frank pointed to Emma. "Teach her that people aren't always what they seem. Teach her to look for the good in everyone first." Emma approached Frank. "Captain Frank, will you be my friend?" Frank knelt down and shook the little girl's hand. "I already am, sweetheart." Michael pulled out his wallet. "Captain, please let me pay you something." "Son, put that away. This is what neighbors do for neighbors." "But we weren't very neighborly to you. You were scared. Scared people do scared things. But you learned. That's what matters." As the police officers were leaving, Rodriguez turned back. Captain, there's something you should know. Sergeant told me to tell you. The community center where you volunteer, the mayor approved the funding for the new basketball court. Your recommendation made it happen. Frank smiled. Those kids deserve a safe place to play. Jennifer was surprised. You volunteer at a community center every Tuesday and Thursday. Help kids with homework. Teach them about respect, responsibility. Some of them don't have father figures. Michael shook his head. Captain, you're incredible. No, son. I'm just trying to make tomorrow a little better than today. 3 months later, the Walsh family was volunteering at the same community center. Jennifer was teaching kids to read while Michael coached basketball. Uncle, Frank. Emma ran and hugged Frank. Frank picked her up. How's my favorite little helper? I told everyone at school about you. My teacher says you're a real hero. And I told everyone that you're my hero too. Jennifer approached. Frank, I have something to tell you. That day on the highway changed our lives. Emma keeps asking when we can help someone like you helped us. That's the best thank you I could ever receive. Michael joined them. Frank, I've been thinking, that day, you could have been angry. You could have walked away when we called police. Why didn't you? Frank put Emma down and looked at him. Because anger is a poison you drink hoping the other person gets sick. I learned a long time ago that kindness is always stronger than fear. Emma looked up. Uncle Frank, are all police nice? Like you? Most of them are, sweetheart. They just want to help people and keep families safe. Sometimes people forget that police officers are just people too, with families, hopes, and dreams. Jennifer wiped her eyes. Frank, I promise Emma will never judge someone by how they look. That's all any of us can do, Frank said. Teach the next generation to be better than we were. As the sun set, children played in the community centers. Yardwell families spent time together. Frank Washington had protected Atlanta's streets for 35 years. Now he was protecting hearts, opening minds, and hoping that the next time a Frank Washington was stranded on the road, maybe no one would call 911. Because sometimes the greatest victories are won not by drawing weapons or showing badges, but simply by being human.